Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Alcohol and Gambling Licensing Subcommittee. The first item on the agenda is the appointment of the chairman. Is there a proposer for chairman?
Yes, I propose Councillor Cartwright for chairman of this meeting.
Thank you, Councillor Phillips. Is there a seconder?
Yeah, I will second it.
Councillor Hack, thank you. Councillor Cartwright has been duly elected chairman of this subcommittee. Over to you, Councillor Cartwright.
Thanks very much, Ed. Let's introduce ourselves first. I'm Councillor Adrian Cartwright, the chairman of the subcommittee. Councillors, could you introduce yourselves, please?
Yeah, I'm Councillor Caroline Phillips, Councillor for Kingston West.
Hi, morning. Yeah, my name is Councillor Ainam Haq, and I represent Castle Ward.
Thank you. Clark?
Ed Bostock, Democratic Services.
Thank you. And legal?
Susan Dickleton, Legal Services.
Thank you. Licensing Authority?
Yeah, I'm Michael Sands, one of the team leaders at West Northamptonshire Licensing.
Thank you. And then we have applicants. PC?
PC Brian, you're on mute.
There we go. Apologies, I don't normally use the headphones. So, PC Dave Bryan, Chair, good morning.
Thank you. And the objector? Is that Mr. Amin? You're on mute.
Good morning. Yes, sir. Mohammed Amin.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Have all parties received a copy of the agenda for today's hearing? Anybody not had a copy? Okay. Are there any preliminary issues that anyone wishes to raise? Okay. This hearing is a premises license review on Prahova 5 Campbell Street in Northampton. I will ask the licensing officer to outline the report, please.
Thank you, Chair. So this meeting is, as you explained, to consider an application made by Northamptonshire Police for a premises licence review of Prahova, which is a premises situated at 5 Campbell Street in Northampton. So the subcommittee is asked to determine the application for the premises licence review as outlined and required by Section 52 of the Licensing Act. A copy of this application for review can be found as Appendix A in the report pack. So the review application was received on the 19th of June this year, and it was submitted on the grounds of failure to promote the licensing objective of the prevention of crime and disorder. The application relates specifically to 2 inspections that were carried out at the premises by Northamptonshire Trading Standards and Northamptonshire police officers. The first visit took place on the 28th of March, and there was a subsequent visit made on the 29th of March, and both of those incidents revealed suspected illegal tobacco. There was also another visit from Trading Standards officers and police officers when they returned to the premises and conducted a search again. And again, a quantity of allegedly illegal tobacco was found and seized. This included a significant number of packets of cigarettes, hand-rolling tobacco, and also some disposable vapes. The current premises licence is held by Mr. Mohammed Amin, who is obviously here today. And also he is the holder of a personal licence. And that means that he is the designated premises supervisor also for the premises. At current, the premises licence covers only the sale by retail of alcohol off the premises only, and that's Monday to Sunday from 7 in the morning until midnight. During the consultation period for this review, I can confirm the licensing authority have received no objections in relation to this review, and that concludes the introduction, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to hear representations from each of the parties. All parties will have an opportunity to make their presentations later in the hearing. At the end of each presentation, you will get an opportunity to ask questions. Please keep the questions only on what you've just heard. I'd like to invite the review applicant, PC Bryan, to make a representation.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, councillors. The review was submitted by my colleague, PC Leanne Larron. However, I also have delegated authority from the Chief Constable to make representations to licensing committees across the county. So I will be presenting this on her behalf, and she sends her apologies for being absent today. So as has already been detailed, yes, there was a visit made by Trading Standards officers on the 28th of March this year, where they conducted a test purchase at the premises, which is a sort of legitimate way of verifying intelligence and gaining information regarding the sale of illicit tobacco products. A pouch of amber leaf hand rolling tobacco was sold for £6 on this occasion. Another test purchase was done on the 29th of April 2025, and 2 packets of Lambert and Butler cigarettes were purchased. £10 was given and £3 change. So that took place on the 29th of April. Following that test purchase, there was a more formal visit done by Trading Standards in the company of Northamptonshire police officers, where a search was conducted, and at point 6 in your review papers, you will see the quantities of tobacco products that were seized from an upstairs room. In total, if we average a packet of cigarettes at £16, that's what you'd pay if you went to a Tesco's or a Sainsbury's. It came to £11,920 worth of cigarettes, and average price of a pouch of hand rolling tobacco is £38, and that quantity came to £950 if it was sold legally. So the total seizure would have been £12,870. You will see at point 10, it details about tobacco and related products regulation 2016. It's all to do with fiscal markings and standardized packaging. So I'm not quite sure how this will work, but that's to sell cigarettes legally in the UK. This is the standardized packaging, and these are the fiscal markings that must be displayed, and is an indication that they are legal to sell in the UK market. If I can take you to the photographs, please. AM1 through to AM4. Now, these were the products that were seized from the store. They haven't been photographed in location. They've been photographed at a storage facility that West Northamptonshire Trading Standards use. You will see from just the photographs that the cigarettes do not appear to match the fiscal marking and standardized packaging as seen. And that applies to the hand rolling tobacco. AM2 are some vapes that were seized, just for your reference. You will see that in AM3 that there are some cigarettes that have got the brown packaging, but they don't have the fiscal marking on them. And you see the rest don't conform to the fiscal markings. So that's what we would call illicit tobacco, duty not paid, counterfeit tobacco. I don't intend to go through every single point with you. They're there. So you've got point 11 goes into the Related Products Regulations 2016, which is in essence what I've summarised. What we're asking you to do today, Chair, is consider revocation of the premises licence. Cheap tobacco products with foreign language labelling also undermines work to reduce health inequalities. And it's a crime. It's a crime under the Licensing Act 2003. I'll go through point 16 because I think this is quite important, and point 17. I think this is quite important. So it says an overview of this illegal activity may assist the licensing committee as to the reasons that Northamptonshire Police view the sale and storage of illicit tobacco products seriously. So it is widely reported that illegal tobacco is linked to other forms of criminality. For an example, an article in the Chartered Trading Standards Institute Journal, January 2019, stated that the illegal tobacco trade has strong links with organised crime and criminal gangs. Many of the people smuggling, distributing and selling illegal tobacco are involved in drug dealing, money laundering, people trafficking, and even in some cases, terrorism. Obviously, these are seen as secondary crimes, and we're not saying that we've got evidence of that linked to this individual premises. We're just giving you an overview of what we are discovering on a UK basis, on a national basis. And at point 17, the 2024 HMRC report estimates that the illicit market in tobacco duty and related VAT was 2.8 billion in 2021 to 22. The proceeds of the crime fund the smuggling of weapons, drugs, and even human beings across the globe. So the reason why I say that, Chair, is in my experience over the years, and I'm not tarring every member of the public with the same brush, but they see it as...
You've frozen, PC Brian.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I've got a message saying the internet is unstable, but I'll try and get it out before we freeze again. Members of the public see it as a victimless crime. You know, they see that cigarette products are taxed quite high in the UK for various reasons. So what harm is buying a packet of cheap cigarettes? Well, I hope those 2 points would indicate that it is quite serious. It funds other criminality, and that's why we in the police take it seriously. The other issue I know Leanne has put in the report is the case of Bassett Law District Council and Worksop Magistrates. This was a case where Trading Standards got a premises license revoked after 2 underage sales of alcohol. It was appealed by the license holder, and at the magistrates they overturned the revocation. That was appealed by the council, and at the High Court it was deemed that the magistrates had erred in law, and that licensing committees can take punitive action. It's not just about conditions consistent with the operating schedule, and they can take punitive action to uphold the licensing objectives. And one of the reasons was community considerations, and what message it would send out to potentially other premises that may be involved in this activity, and seeing that premises license be taken there, it has a deterrent effect. You will notice also in Leanne's report, she has detailed some points in the statutory section 182 guidance, specifically 11.27, which details criminal activity should be treated particularly seriously by committees. And within that is the sale and storage of smuggled tobacco. And 11.28 is details that are contained that licensed authorities should seriously consider revocation in the first instance. I would also like to add point 2.1 for your consideration, where it states licensing authorities should look at the police as the main source of advice on crime and disorder. And 11.24 details that reviews are not part of the criminal process. They are part of the regulatory process, and that guilt and innocence isn't in question here. It's whether you agree that the licensing objectives have not been promoted by this illegal criminal activity taking place at the premises. Thank you, Chair. I'll happily answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions from the licensing officer?
No, thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Any questions from the review respondent? Mr. Amin, do you have anything to ask?
No, sir.
Okay. Are there any questions for the police from the subcommittee? Councillor Hack?
Just a point of clarification, Chair. I think the presenting officer, Michael, said that the visit was made on the 28th and then following day, and then the PC Dave Bryan, and on the report it stated that the first visit was made on the 28th, and then the second visit was made on the 29th of April. So there's a month gap. So is that report correct, or is the can you just confirm what's the correct date?
Councillor, all I can say is the review papers in front of me say Friday 28th of March 2025 was the first visit, and then Tuesday the 29th of April 2025 was the second test purchase, and then later on that day, the 29th of April 2025, the search of the premises took place.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. That's what it says in the report.
Yeah.
Details as well on 3.3.
That's why I thought, Chair. Yeah, but I think Michael may have.
The report actually does say the 29th of April 2025. If you look at his report at paragraph 3.3, although he read it out as March, it does say 29th of April.
Yeah, thank you.
Well spotted.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll invite the review respondent to make your presentation. Mr. Amin, you are.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything to say, sir?
No.
No. Okay. Okay, nothing to say. No one can ask questions on that. Okay, all parties are going to now have the opportunity to sum up. You don't need to repeat your presentation in full if you just hit the main points, please. The licensing officer, could you sum up, please?
Nothing further to add, Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Do you feel you've had sufficient opportunity to say everything you wish to the subcommittee?
Yes, thank you, Chair.
Thank you. PC Bryan, would you care to review up?
Chair, I've got nothing further to say in relation to my presentation. I was going to ask Mr. Amin a couple of questions, but I can put it to you, so to speak. So I was going to ask Mr. Amin about whether he knew about the conditions as per his operating schedule. because there's 2 points contained on his premises license. One says no alcohol or tobacco will ever be purchased from sellers calling at the premises. Exceptions to this condition would be purchase made from authorised representatives who have previously made an appointment. Well, those cigarettes that I've shown you would not have been sold legally to Mr. Amin. And another point is all alcohol and tobacco sold from the premises will have the relevant UK duty paid invoices or copies, duty paid invoices or copies of invoices for all alcohol and tobacco sold at the premises, and it must be kept for 12 months. So I was going to ask Mr. Amin about that.
Thank you, PC Brian. You're going to tell me he hasn't said anything, so he can't be asked about it.
I do feel that
He shouldn't have to.
Yeah, no, that's fine. He hasn't. Yeah, he can't be asked. He can't be asked about something he hasn't said. Okay, thank you very much, PC Brian.
Thank you.
And Mr. Amin, do you have anything you would like to say at all?
No.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. In that case, the subcommittee will now retire and we will make our decision. The decision of the subcommittee will be communicated to all parties in writing within 5 working days of this hearing. Details of how to make an appeal against the decision of the subcommittee will also be included. Thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
This
you.
committee is now ended.